The Earth. Natural and metaphysical or spiritual representation of the center of the Earth. Original text, first edition, 1856. By Project True Blue, Jakob Lorber. Measurement conversion. All throughout the text of this book are references to measurements that is less known or already unknown in this time. Below is a list of the old measurement standards, followed by the corresponding measures of today. The linear dimensions are originally related to the human body. Thus, 1 fathom is equal to the span of arms stretched out to the side. 1 cubit is equal to the length of an arm. 1 inch is equal to the width of a thumb. One mile, German measure asterisk, equals 2,000 rods, equals 7.586 kilometers. 1 rod equals 2 fathoms, equals 3.8 miles. 1 fathom thread equals 6 feet, equals 1.9 meters. 1 foot shoe equals 12 inches, equals 31.6 centimeters. 1 inch equals 12 lines, equals 2.63 centimeters. 1 line equals 12 points, equals 2.2 millimeters. 1 point equals 0.18 millimeters. 1 cubit equals 0.41 fathoms, equals 77.8 centimeters. All values are rounded. The exact values are given by the relationship 1 fathom equals 1.896484 meters. 1 quintal, 100 pounds, equals 56 kilograms. 1 pound, 32 lots, equals 560 grams. 1 lot, 4 quintal, equals 17.5 grams. 1 quintal, 60 gran, equals 4.4 grams. 1 gran equals 73 milligrams. The exact values result from the relationship 1 quintal equals 4.375467 grams. In most cases, the Lorber works do not use the Austrian mile, but the German geographical mile, based on the circumference of the equator. 1 equatorial circumference equals 5,400 geographic miles, equals 40.1 mm. 1 German geographic mile equals 1/15th equatorial degree, equals 7.42 kilometers. According to Household of God, Volume 3, Chapter 246, Verse 2, 1 hour's walk equals half a German mile, equals 3 3/4 kilometers. The Tower Clock. A Parable. April 4, 1847. On a high tower in a city of that time, a duke had a magnificent clock erected. Since the tower was octagonal, he had a dial made on each of the 8 faces that naturally fell between the 8 corners, so that everyone could notice and see the hours from all the possible points and see for themselves at what time of day it was, minute and second. In addition to the most precise division of time from the hour to the second, the clock also showed the monthly date, the position of the moon, and also the position of the other planets, as well as the daily duration of light from the rising to the setting of the sun. And in addition, also the 4 seasons. But of course, all these special astronomical data on separate astronomical dials attached under the main clock dial. In addition to all this clock showed on its dials, it also had an excellent hour and quarter striking mechanism and a very pure chime mechanism. And for all this extremely complicated artificial mechanism, only one single driving weight. In short, this clock was looking in vain for its equal anywhere in the whole educated world. But there is nothing wrong with that, nor with the fact that it performed such diverse services so extremely correctly, but that all these very different operations were set into the most appropriate motion by only one and the same driving weight. That was the real miracle of this clock. When a stranger came to this city, he first noticed the clock, and he asked the first person how many mainsprings and weights this clock had. When he was told only one, he was completely dumbfounded and incredulous, and said, "That is impossible. So many and so different operations, and only one driving force? No, that's not possible. It's impossible." Again, another stranger came and looked at the clock and was amazed when it was explained to him what the clock was doing. He thought that each dial must have its own drive, which would mean that the tower would have to be stuffed with all kinds of different clocks. When it was explained to him, however, that there was only one drive mechanism moving all the hands, he was completely upset, because he thought that they were only joking with him because of his ignorance, and he went away and did not inquire further about this movement. And again another came from a foreign country and admired this clock and asked about the master of it. And he was given the answer. The master of this clock was a very simple countryman, and it is not certain whether he knew how to read and write. This correct answer infuriated the stranger so much that he kept quiet about it and soon left, saying that he had not come to be scolded for being such a stupid fool. And so a multitude still came and asked like the first. But when they were to be let more closely into the secrets of this work of art, they all became angry and said, "Until we have seen this with our own eyes, We cannot believe it. And see, they were led into the tower. But when they saw the almost innumerable gears, the many levers, cylinders, hooks, rods, and 1,000 other mechanical devices and connections, they literally lost their senses and said and cried, "Who can see through and understand this work? No man could have made it. It would take 100 human years to count, let alone make, the components of this work." And all these strangers went away completely senseless. Only a few allowed themselves to be taught about the correctness of this work, although for the better few, the too simple and unscientifically educated workmaster remained a bone of contention, more or less. What does this image teach? What is its inner, secret meaning? Think about it a little, and practice yourselves in the search of the inner truths, and discover in it as much as is possible, until the perfect solution will be given for your time. Amen. Part 1. The Natural Earth.